Hey guys, it's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. I hope everybody's doing well. We are in the last week of October, and time is moving right along. I want to tell you that I thank you for continuing to pray for Blade and for Cheyenne. She did get to come home yesterday on Monday. Had a doctor's appointment today, and now they're concerned. Baby Howie is doing good. There's been a couple of times that his heart rate dropped just a little bit, but it came right back up. He's doing well. They've gave things to them to encourage his lungs to continue to develop because they still don't think that she's going to make it to full term. But now Cheyenne has had the most of the issues with health. Now, bless her little heart, the blood pressure is back to a place where they're concerned about her. And I noticed the other day when I went to see her at the hospital that her little face was really flushed and full, and I thought then that her blood pressure was up or that she had a fever and that she might be retaining some fluid. And sure enough, today the doctor said that they're watching, concerned about her blood pressure, and there's some things that she has to do, and so they're kind of watching her for preeclampsia. So we still need your prayers. We covet your prayers, we desire your prayers, and we thank you for your prayers. Prayers work. And like I said, the baby's safe and healthy, and we're watching out for little Cheyenne to try to keep her as safe as we can, and she's kind of worried and concerned. And so anyway, we're still praying, and we're still holding in there. I have had a frustrating day. Don't you just hate when people come on here and just tell you all the bad stuff? Well, I've had a frustrating day, and I have been... If you've ever had business, and I know most of you've had, that you think, well, it should just be a real simple thing, and then it ends up being something that takes you all day to get taken care of. I have so many things to do, so many projects and so many things, and I have been at my computer all day trying to get some business taken care of. And I'm still working on it. But I just thought, I got to take a break. I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting worried. And I don't like that. I don't like to be like that, to where when I'm to the point of bawling, I know it's time to take a break and take a walk. And I needed to make my video. And so basically what it boils down to with the business is that our YouTube channel was set up when Howie first set it all up. He set it up under our business account with our Ferguson Home Services. Of course, you know, when he passed away, the business ended December the 31st at the closing of the business year. Now, Blade has Ferguson Home Services, but he has like his branch of it, and he has his own, all of his own business stuff without going into all these details and stuff that probably boring you to death. And so I needed to get my YouTube channel and all of that fixed to where it's reporting, because you have to report for your IRS and all that stuff. And so I've been frustrated all day trying to get that switched from the business to personal. And I have worked and worked and worked all day long. Of course, you can't get anybody on the phone. You have to talk to someone on the computer, do like a chat, or you have to ask a question of the community and wait for the community to answer. And I'm now on my fourth person. They've all been nice. I'm not complaining about the people at all. But most of them have assumed that I had some credibility when it came to doing computer stuff. And I don't have any credibility with that. I know very little, enough to get by. And that's my fault. I need to learn. I just haven't had time to learn. But anyway, this little girl, Myra is her name, and she is trying her best to get me through this. And so it's just been a frustration. And hopefully after a while, when I go back in, it'll just go smoothly, and I'll be thinking, man, that was so easy. That's what I'm hoping for. Y'all pray for me. So because of all that, I thought, what am I going to speak about tonight? I can't speak about the problems with that. It's not YouTube's fault at all. It's that, all this happened, and I don't have a business sense, and so I'm not putting blame on anybody with that. It's just been a frustration. And I thought, what are we going to talk about tonight? Not YouTube, not, wah, 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 you poor little me, not that. But I thought about the frustration, what I began to feel, because it went on past frustration into fear. And I'll tell you why. YouTube is my job. And I have the cattle, and twice a year I'm able to take calves to the sale. But YouTube is my job, and it's paying the bills. I'm not rolling in dough at all, but for sure about that. But it is paying the bills, and I'm thankful for that. So that fear arises in me. What am I going to do if I mess the YouTube channel up and I have nothing? Besides, I was worried that I would lose all of Howie's videos. But anyway, because there's just not... I live in a rural area, and I would have to go out, drive a ways for a job, and everything right now is just... So this fear began to build, and anxiety began to build, and my tears began to fall, and the frustration I could feel inside of me. So like I said, I had to get out for a little while and go visit with the chickens and the dogs, and so here I am visiting with you guys, and I come up with my topic that I wanted to talk about. The season being as it is, the end of this week, or beginning, whichever way you look at it, Sunday is Halloween. And I thought, that's a fitting topic. A lot of people are scared right now. Now, I know you're not scared of zombies and werewolves and Dracula and all those scary things. I know that's not what people are scared of. Maybe some people going through haunted houses and stuff like that have kind of got a little spook. But that's not what we're talking about here. I've never liked to be scared, and I've shared that with you guys before. My mom was a nut when it came to scary movies. From the time I was a little kid, I can remember her watching those. She loved them. My sister and her girls, her children, her son too, I guess. They love scary movies. My brothers and their families love scary movies. I did not inherit that. I don't like it. I don't like what it does to me. I don't like the feeling of my heart beating out of my chest. I don't like that. I don't like how something like that causes me to not be able to come out on my porch at night if something's wrong, if the dogs are barking or something. And I'm scared to come outside because I'm scared of some crazy made-up character. I don't like that. I don't like how we allow fear to come on ourselves. Halloween is not my thing. It wasn't Howie's thing either. And Blade never enjoyed dressing up, and he wanted the candy. I was the same way when I was his age. I dressed up for the candy, but he didn't like to dress up. He didn't ever like hunting Easter eggs too. Now, you give him an Easter basket that had candy and he was good. But he didn't get that Halloween thing. We don't decorate for Halloween. We have pumpkins and stuff like that, but it's for fall. We don't do that. We've always tried to not bring any of that into our house. We don't live with that. But I would say that on average today, most families, not everybody, I know some people have been good at prepping and good at putting that stuff back, and they're secure in that. But there's a lot of people that are not secure, and they're fearful, and that fear is growing. The anxiety is growing, and they're worried and they're scared and they're apprehensive about what in the world they're going to do. Well, guys, every week I try to encourage you, and I'm still trying to encourage you, but time is clicking right along, and we've got work to do. We got to pull our sleeves up, push our sleeves up, and we got to get to work. Every time that you go to the grocery store, you don't have to go in there and just rake stuff off the shelves, but go in there and get the stuff that you know that your family eats, and try to buy extra of it. You know, we're starting into cold weather. We haven't had a freeze here yet, so the rains that we've been getting, our pastures are greening up and our cows are really enjoying that. But there'll come a day that the freeze will be here, and that'll be it for the season. So we have a short time frame on a lot of this stuff to be working and to be getting things done. Now's the time to look for those bargains. Instead of going out and chasing after, now I know your children are not going to like for me to say this, but instead of going out and chasing after the gift of the season, take the majority of that extra money that you have and use it to make sure that your family is in good shape, that your family has the resources that it's going to need. Now, I know that they're saying, oh, well, you know, this may not last that long. But you have to admit, prices are going up. It doesn't seem like much when you're 5 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents. But if it goes that much on every single item that you're purchasing, plus your gas, plus your utilities and your heating bills and all this stuff, here it goes again, that fear and that anxiety. Why not prepare now? You know what? If, say, the year turns over, January 2022 gets here, and the ships are doing well, the gas prices are down, the inflation doesn't continue, and everything goes back to normal, well, so what if you've got extra food on your shelf? You were able to make it through the winter without being scared to death. You made it without feeling like you lived in that show, Halloween Town. I watched that a long time ago. I don't remember it other than that song that they sang. But I'll just tell you, I don't even really like that show, The Munsters. there's something about it I just don't like. But I wouldn't want to be trapped in that, always gloomy and always depressing and always worried and fretful. I just don't like that. God didn't give us a spirit of fear, and we shouldn't have to live that way. Now's the time to pull together with your family and your friends. Now's the time to encourage one another. Find the things that are in season and begin to put those things up. Look for those apples and those sweet potatoes and pumpkins and squashes, winter squashes, and all of the things that they're going to hopefully put on sale for holiday baking. And I heard today that the prices of turkeys are going to go up. So maybe now's the time to say, you know what, maybe this year we're going to have chicken in our dressing. Here where we're at, for our family and our recipe, we put meat in our dressing and put chicken in your dressing and make it stretch a little bit further. There's all kinds of things that we can do to look well to the ways of our household, that we stamp out that fear. Don't let all that crazy stuff that's going on make you so scared all the time. We know we need food. We know we need water. We know we need first aid supplies. We know we need to have stuff to take care of our animals, to keep us warm this winter. We know we need all that stuff. The other stuff that's out there, yeah, there's a lot of unknowns. But if we're taking care of what God's put us in charge of, responsible for. Those other things are going to take care of themselves. Those other things, yeah, they might get bad and they might get sticky and they may get horrible. But if we're taking care of our family and our friends and our church folks, then it's not so scary when you are surrounded by people that are like-minded. It's not so scary when you're not standing alone. There's all kinds of things that can scare us. There's all kinds of things that can bring fear on us. We don't want to be people that are afraid to live, that are afraid to get out among those that are our friends, that are our family members. I think that there is this undercurrent in this country of workings that is trying its best to break those bonds of friendship, to break those bonds even of close family members, so that people try to stand alone and try to fend for themselves. And I think that that is not what we need to do. I think, yes, we need to take a stand. But yes, I think that we need to reach out and hold the hand of the person next to us and say, we're going to make it. I can't do it alone. I have to have those around me that encourage me and inspire me, and you have to have the same thing. Get yourself in church. And I know a lot of people are saying, we don't have to go to church. Get yourself around people that are like-minded. Get yourself around people that have a positive spirit, that have an encouragement about them, that have joy in their life. And there's a difference in being happy and being joyful. Happiness lasts for just a little while. You can watch a funny movie or read a book or go on a little trip and you're happy. But joy is from within, that you can feel that joy even when the circumstances around you are bleak. I speak to that from experience of this last year. I thought, I'm never going to be joyful again. But that's not true. There's so many things to be joyful about. Real, true joy comes from God. And we need to push away those dark things that come at us. Don't let ourselves get pushed into the dark. Don't let ourselves get pushed into feeling like we are just being surrounded and being invaded by so much negativity and so much stuff that just overtakes our minds. We can have freedom from all of that, security from all of that. Most importantly, knowing Jesus as our Lord and Savior will give us peace that passes all understanding. That even when things are bad, you'll be able to lay your head on your pillow at night and get a good night's sleep. Oh, you may have restless times. I've had restless times. But God is with us. And we have a job to do. We need to get away from all that scary stuff. And we know it's scary. We hear it on the news. It causes you to shake your head. Every day I get up and I have a routine that I take care of every morning. Mostly first thing I do is fix me a pot of coffee. And then I catch up on my YouTube stuff and I write letters and I do all that kind of stuff and I catch up on the news. And I never go a day without shaking my head when I hear something. Because things are getting dark. And I know that people don't understand that always. But there's things that are just pressing against us and trying to discourage us. And we need to rise above it. We need to rise above it. God is able, and He has equipped us to work and to do the things that we need to do to work for our families and to try to help others. We're going to make it through this, guys. We just need to push past the fear, push past the anxiety, push past those things that are saying, you ain't going to make it. And say, yes, we're going to make it because, one, we have God. Two, we know the things that we should do. Water, food, and all those things that I've listed several times in this video. Three, we're not going to let ourselves fixate on all of that trash that's coming through the TV or over the radio and all of the things that they're saying we're going to do. All of the workings and the inner workings that they've got going, that's all sinister stuff. And that's all stuff that is in the darkness. That's all stuff that they're trying their best to get us to fall for. And I just simply say, don't fall for it. Push them zombies, push those all them things out. Push them out and concentrate on being in the light. Concentrate on being aware of all of the things that are going on around you. Concentrate on not hiding away, but living your life and knowing what's going on and not being scared stiff, but take action. Take action. Say, it is time for me and my house to get in order. Quickly, but in order. We've got work to do. I have work to do. I have a lot of family. And I have family here that then in the long run will depend on me. I'm not saying that in a sarcastic way. I'm not saying that in an ugly way. I just know it. And so I have a job to do. I have lots of work to do, as I'm sure that you guys do too. Okay, guys. All of that stuff that I've rambled about today was to simply tell you a few things. One, choose not to allow yourself to live with fear and anxiety. All those things that are come against us to scare us now, and we know there's lots of things. Choose today that those things are not going to cause you to live in fear and anxiety. You don't have to live with that. You know what needs to be done for your family. You know for this next several months, these are the things that your family are going to face. Now, I know that you don't know everything. I don't know everything. I didn't know everything. I didn't know that I was going to have to face some of the stuff I faced this year. But for the everyday, we made preparations. And that keeps that fear level and that anxiety level where it should be in a healthy measure. Don't let fear steal from you. Don't do it. Guard your heart. What I mean by guarding your heart. Guard your heart from the things that can cause you to be moved in fear, to react in a bad way. Don't let the things that you hear on the news cause you to do things that you normally wouldn't do. Don't go off half-brained and just, like, for instance, go to the store and just grab all these things that you don't need. Be calm. Be calm. And guard your heart. People now are rushing everywhere and running off at the mouth and saying things without even thinking about it. I have to guard my heart. You have to guard your heart. There are people that are sitting behind their phone or their computer screen and they read something that or hear something, like if they're watching my video or your video, or they're seeing something that you posted on Facebook or something, and behind this, they're not fearful. And so, boy, they'll get in there and they just tell you what for. And if you don't guard your heart, it'll hit you. Fiery, fiery darts. They'll hit you. And they will cut you like a knife through butter. And we shouldn't have to live that way. Don't let those that are not afraid when they're behind the computer screen or the phone, don't let them mar you, to make you bitter, to make you afraid, to make you anxious. Don't let them do that. Guard your heart. Know yourself. Know the creature that God created you to be, and stand on that. Don't let people saying you hoarder or you're nuts, you're crazy. That stuff's not going to happen. You're taken from everybody else. Don't let that. Don't let people do that to you. Don't let them do that to you. I've had some comments on Facebook and on YouTube, especially YouTube, that have been nasty, nasty comments. Don't let it put fear in you. Don't let it put anxiety in you. Don't let it put ugliness in you. Don't let it. Don't become a monster because of the monsters that other people are. You stay out of that. Stay out of that darkness. And lastly, focus. Focus on what's true. What's true? What is true to you? It's true that times are rough. It's true that times are probably going to be rough for the next little bit. It's true that you need to look well to the ways of your household. It's true that you have opportunity and you still have time. It's true that God is not in fear. It's true that you matter. And it's true that there's not anything wrong with preparing and making sure that your family is well looked after. Those are all true statements. And you need to apply the truth. Stay in the light. The old joke is, don't go towards the light. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm simply trying to say, don't get down in the mud and the mire and the muck. The darkness. I don't like the darkness. Stay out of the darkness. Stay out of the Halloween town. Stay positive. Stay encouraged. Most of all, guys, I know that this was kind of a little bit silly and out there, but I just want to encourage you to keep working. If you haven't started working yet, push up your sleeves and get to work. It's going to be rough, guys. There's a rough time in front of us. My granny's sisters married brothers, so me and all my cousins are double cousins. But my granny's sister, my Aunt Lenora, she always said that she thought we would go through another depression. I'm not saying we're here yet, but I'm saying that times could definitely get rough. And I think sometimes here in the U.S. we think, oh, that will never happen to us. We see other countries like Venezuela and other places that have had it rough, digging in the trash and other things. Guys, in a moment's notice, that could happen to us. And you have to ask yourself, am I prepared? Is my family prepared? There's other things that you need to do to look well to the ways of your household. I'm not going to discuss those here. But let's keep working. Let's keep encouraged. Let's keep holding on. Guys, this is Josie. Until next time, I love you guys. I really do. Y'all are so good to me. I'm so blessed. Again, till next time, we're gone.